there's a little bit more I'd like to know about the fear or the worry that comes out. You rang my bell earlier when you talked about my desire for action and need for control, which slips away perhaps in the night. So can you say a little bit more about maybe even a technique or...
We'd like to exaggerate your fear. You have control of nothing.
Right. Don't say that.
Everything that you're afraid of is really after you. All fear is a difference of opinion between your inner being and you about the subject that's on your mind when you feel the fear. It's just an indicator. Hey, there's another way of looking at this that would feel better. You want to see if you can find it. But if you've waited until it's fear rather than dissatisfaction, it's really hard for you, because what you end up doing is defending your fear, justifying your fear, rationalizing your fear, compounding your fear, exaggerating your fear, keeping the momentum of your fear going, rather than finding the relief from it and then the subsequent romping in the direction of what you're wanting. What do you think you're afraid of? If you want to tell us, what is the fear? Most would say fear of not being in control, but what are you afraid of?
I think I would say of being alone.
Well, that really, really, really applies, because fear is the indicator that you've pinched off the whole of you, and you are sort of out on the ragged edge without the whole of you flowing through. So your fear is justified. When I feel fear, it feels like I'm out here on the raw and ragged edge without my clarity, without my stability, without my wholeness, without my wisdom, without my love core. It's logical, isn't it? So you want us to say, well, you're the one exception in all of the universe.
Not at all.
When you feel fear, it means you're locked on. No. So next time you find yourself feeling fear, say, yeah, that's about right. I've got myself pinched off from the whole of who I am, and this feeling of emptiness. Doesn't fear feel like emptiness, vulnerability, void? These words are all too strong, but it's, I've pinched myself off from my resources, and now I feel pinched off from my resources. And stop looking for other reasons that you feel fear. You feel fear because you've pinched yourself off from your resources, period. It's not because you're afraid of that or that or that or that or that. You did the best job of articulating what you're afraid of anyone that we've ever asked that question, and we've asked hundreds of people. I feel fear of being without my inner being, which fear is the indication that I pinched myself off from my inner being. And so I'd like my inner being to come back, even though I have fear. And your inner being says, we're here. You got to let go of whatever thought you're thinking in order to let us back. And you say, I can't, I'm afraid. And then your inner being says, then go to sleep. And you say, I can't sleep. No hope at all for you. You know what to do.
I do know what to do.
And we liked how you started out with us, that you know that satisfaction is the key. And that's just going to open things up. If we were to visit with you a week or two or three down the road, you would have already discovered that reaching for satisfaction is just softening that, softening that, softening that, softening that, softening